Yes, in the early mornings, and then we've had these pleasant afternoons, but things should be changing later this week. We still have, though, tomorrow morning and maybe even Friday morning that we may continue with that patchy, dense fog and the smoke, of course, enhancement with those morning kind of low visibility situations. But a cold front moves in late Friday, so things should be changing with some drier air moving in for this weekend. However, it will be a very different feel. We'll continue with clouds. We could actually still have a few showers, not only Friday, but into the weekend as well, as we continue to see some moisture on top of that cooler air. So things will be changing for the weekend. Our fog potential will be lower for the weekend once we get that change in our weather. But for the next 2 days, we continue pretty similar. And in fact, looking outside right now, we just have the blue skies. We have some of those very beautiful kind of clouds, the fair weather cumulus clouds. Our temperature is getting to about 80 degrees, and we're expecting our highs today, kind of like the past few days, in the lower 80s, which is unseasonably warm for this time of year, part of why we're seeing this fog set up in the mornings. Here are winds mostly from the south and a touch breezy in spots. So this has been the trend. Yesterday, a little bit of movement to the air, but at nights our winds have been calming down, and that calmer wind makes it a little easier for the fog to form. Here's our planner moving through the rest of this afternoon. Clouds, a few of them with the sunny skies in the background. Our temperatures topping out in the lower 80s. And then if you're out this evening, looks very pleasant, dropping through the 70s. So mostly sunny and warm with those south winds up to about 10 or even a bit higher for miles per hour for wind speeds. And then tonight, areas of dense fog again, temperatures getting into the 60s, both north and south of the lake. And our forecast showing potentially some of our North Shore spots, likely New Orleans east, maybe some spots over toward our bayou parishes around Terrebonne and so forth, getting some of that fog for early tomorrow. But we've been saying even just small little differences in wind speed or wind direction can have big consequences. So tomorrow, another morning where you'll want to give yourself lots of time just in case there is that fog on the roads. South winds have been coming in with our high pressure to the east, but here's why things are going to be changing soon. This is tomorrow morning, starting off maybe with some fog, likely ending by about 9 or so is when the fog has been, roughly about 2 or 3 a.m. until about 9 or 10 a.m. at the latest. And then this is by 5 p.m. tomorrow. Still more clouds, but still pretty dry. Not looking for a lot of rain tomorrow. But here comes this next front, getting a push in. Not a very strong front, but it will bring some changes. For example, this is Friday very early in the morning, 3 a.m. Actually, Friday morning, instead of the fog, there will be that chance, but it looks like we may have showers in the mix as well. And sometimes when we see that, that changes the atmosphere and makes it a little harder for that fog to form when you have active rain going on. Now, this is Friday during the day, a few showers here and there, and this is by 3:30, 4 p.m. The front is moving in, but look at this. Even Saturday, when we will be cooler, this is Saturday morning, we could still have a few showers, and that would be a great thing, not necessarily for outdoor plans you might have this weekend, but it would be a good thing, of course, for our drought conditions to help a little bit with the wildfire situation. And then, of course, it would be bringing us a different change in our weather with a little lower fog potential. So this is our weekend forecast. Coolish mornings, 50s to 60s, and somewhat coolish afternoons, around 70 or so both days. So that means we're spending a big chunk of the day in the 60s. And again, with the clouds, with the chance for that light rain and showers, it will feel very different from this spring-like, almost summer-like kind of feel we've had in the afternoons. Hopefully we could get in the blues up to about an inch of rain. It might be a little less than that, but this would be a great thing. This might be spread out over several days, but hey, we'll take any rain we can get. And those 2 to 4 inches over at parts of southeast Texas are looking pretty nice, but we don't look like we'll be expecting quite that much. But just to keep in mind, we are under those exceptional drought conditions, so any bit would be helping. Our 7-day forecast, you can see those rain chances there Friday and into the weekend, and maybe even early next week, although big models are split on whether we will dry out or maybe get a few more showers by Tuesday.